So this video is typically going to be on the education front. So this conversation is going to be help the students who are thinking to have a career in abroad and who are planning to move abroad for their higher education. It would be great if you can introduce yourself to the audience.
Thank you, Riaz, for giving me this opportunity. It's a great platform to talk about food science and food industry and students who are aspired or are inspired to work in the industry. So my name is Swapnila Surve. I have worked in multiple countries. So my basic education was a bachelor's degree with a major in food science and quality control. Then I did a postgraduate diploma in applied nutrition. I also got a specific degree in flour milling or wheat milling technology from International School of Milling Technology in CFTRI, that is in Mysore. Then for my master's, I got my master's degree in food science and biotechnology from Teesside University, that is in the north of England, in the town of Middlesbrough. So that's all about my education background. And as for work, I have worked in Nigeria, I've worked in India, and I've worked in UK while doing my studies across various industries, including FMCGs, fast food chains, and other restaurant settings. And that includes all the food industrial compliances and everything. So while I was doing my bachelor's and my postgraduate diploma, I was very much interested in cereal science, considering wheat as a staple in most of the states in the country. And that's when I discovered about the milling technology course in CFTRI. I joined that and I got campus placement from there. So I started working in Nigeria after that. When I went to Nigeria and then I came back to India and I was working as a food industry consultant, I realized that I still have some knowledge lacking. I mean, you never stop learning. Even now, I'm learning. So that's when I realized that I should go for a master's degree. It's always good to have an extra degree or upskill your knowledge, or it's never too late as well to upskill your knowledge about anything, about particular field that you are interested in. So that's when I decided to do my master's. I chose UK for certain reasons, which we can talk ahead.
Okay, before talking about that, I'm a little curious to know on your first job. So, when someone got an placement in Nigeria, especially if it is, according to my opinion, if you have in UK, US, Australia, these are developed countries. Probably people may accept and people may think, okay, you can go. But this, according to my understanding, Nigeria is still a developing country. So people most probably will not prefer to go. So, how did you accept that particular job, and what was your reaction in your parents and relative when you are about to go there? So can you throw some lights on that?
Yeah, so when we had the campus placements at CFTRI, I had made sure that I'll sit for each and every interview until I get selected. So it doesn't matter which company or which industry I go into. So when I got accepted in this particular company in Nigeria, I was actually over the moon because that was kind of my first job. And when you get a first job out of country, that time I was not I did not realize that, okay, it's Nigeria. But people in India and I don't know anywhere else have a misconception about Nigeria, and some of them I debunk now. So Nigeria is one of the populated countries, one of the most populated country in the entire African continent. It has a highest number of immigrants. Also, it is kind of an economic hub of the African continent. The culture is diverse. Obviously, all the African countries have diverse culture, but the people in Nigeria are very welcoming. And yeah, certain things did fascinate me when I went there actually, and when I started working. So when I started working, it was kind of difficult for me to communicate with my fellow colleagues who were Nigerian. But I got help from people there, and then I adapted to the culture, and the work was good basically. Yeah. My parents were not hesitant at first. They were pretty accepting about the decision, and yeah, they were like, "You have to make sure that you are sure." So I was sure about going there, so they didn't have any issue about it.
Okay, can you give some more information about your first job? So you said first job, what you are doing, what was your role, and adoption of first job from the college. It is a little bit difficult. So the college environment would be a little bit friendly, and everyone are working, everyone are studying towards the same subject and same agenda. So the environment is completely different than the working environment. So work environment, you have different departments. Those different departments might have different objectives to achieve. So it would be a little bit complicated. So how was the work culture over there, since it is Nigeria and out of India? I'm just a little bit curious to know about that aspect.
Okay, considering that was my first job, that would have been difficult for me to compare with something else. But now that I have gained experience in the field, I can definitely say that the work culture in that company was fabulous, unlike what we see in Indian corporate, or what we count as normal in Indian corporate, but which is kind of toxic, I might say. But the work culture over there was amazing, and there was always they always encouraged knowledge, and they always encouraged to gain more knowledge about certain things. So nobody would term themselves as qualified enough, because as I said earlier, you can get knowledge at any age and from anyone. So the work culture was really good there. I didn't face any issues there related to my work. Obviously, it was my learning skill. So I got help from whoever I could, and people were quite helpful about everything.
Okay, so can you give some more information on your first job? So what was the most interesting in
Yeah.
your first
So
job, and what was the
I
challenging one?
joined. I joined as a production supervisor there. It was a wheat flour mill. It was the capacity was 1,200 tons per day. I joined as a production supervisor. I worked as a production supervisor for 4 months. Then, while working as a production supervisor, I also started working with quality department and involving with new product development. Majorly, it was quality. That is what I was aiming for. So that was all. And my day-to-day operations were like running the mill, you know, achieving the whatever the goals were for the day or during the shift. Then looking out for any faulty machineries, and collaborating with quality department and mechanical department to run the mill smoothly. So that was it.
Okay, so you said that you are working in production as well as in quality. So which was
Yes.
the most comfortable or adaptable thing for you? So either it's a production or quality.
Okay. So first of all, when it comes to milling industry, both the departments are equally important, I feel. I mean, in any food industry setting, both the departments should work with collaboration. As far as production work goes, it's physically demanding, I will say, because you have to run throughout the factory and go on the checks and everything, just to ensure that the mill is running smoothly. And when it comes to quality, it is also an important job, because you have to make sure that whatever is being produced is according to the standards. So I would say both of them were equally challenging.
Okay, so in this case, which is most adopted by you, or which is the most liked department for
So
you, or you are
yeah, so
comfortable working?
my take was for quality, because I was always interested in QA. So when I started working in QA, it was good for me. I felt like I adapted quickly to that situation. Also, I had great mentors to push me through the process of transfer from production to QA.
So how did you identify that quality is my cup of tea or my department
I
rather
was
than
always
production? Yeah.
interested in food analysis. So food analysis was a major part of my study during my bachelor's degree. So knowing about your food, like what you are eating and what are the contents of it, what are the chemical contents of it. So it is kind of interesting. Uh, so that is what made me push to QA, just to know that whatever is being produced is according to the standards of that particular country. And while studying, I have studied about the regulations in India, but while working, I had to study about the regulations of Nigeria. So that was another challenging thing, but it was quite fun to learn about how different it is from India. And it's not much different though. It's kind of similar, but there are certain things like fortification which is different in India and Nigeria.
Okay, so did any additional course or any other things which helped you to get this first job, especially in there Nigeria?
So I got campus placed while I was studying at CFTRI. So that is what. Other than that, while working there, I did my Six Sigma certifications. So I'm a green belt, yellow belt, green belt, Six Sigma certified personnel because I was also included in process improvement later on. So I was advised to do that certification, and I did. So apart from that, until then, I had no other qualifications, and I did not feel like I should have a master's degree while I was working there.
So how long you were working there, and when did you came back to India? So can you give some inputs on that?
So I started in 2018. I came back in 2020 during COVID when COVID hit high in India. So the reason was I was weighing my options about future, like what needs to be done. And that time I realized that it is good to have a master's degree, and I thought it was time. And as it was COVID, so obviously the family here was worried. I was worried about the family, although I was by myself there. So when I got a chance to come back, I came back. I did not think much about it, about leaving. I did not think, or you can say, I did not spend much time in deciding to come back to India because I have always been kind of family oriented. So for me, it was like family first. I can work later again. So I came back in India in 2020.
Okay, so this is done. So first part, you had did a course in CFTRI, you got an placement over there. You went there and you worked for 2 years happily, and then due to the COVID condition, you came back. Okay, then what triggered you to do masters, especially particularly in abroad? So
So as I said, masters was still a last option for me. My first option was to get home safely and be with my family during the time of COVID and everything. So while I was at home, I started doing the consultancy job. It was kind of freelancing, but it was hybrid job for me. So I could work from home and visit the production location whenever I could. And I was just helping the owner or the employer with his audits and everything and documentation. And later on, I also helped the person with packaging labelings according to FSSAI, then nutrient calculation and everything. So while I was doing that, obviously, I was also planning to do my master's. Now, the reason for me to go abroad and study was uh, considering India as a separate country, and if we like combine all the other countries, there were vast programs there. There were many programs related to food industry. So I had a lot of options abroad, so like a lot of universities, a lot of courses to choose from. If I consider India, I could hardly say in like top 10 colleges providing masters, but I wanted to do a course in food science. I wanted to get my master's in food science. So that's why I chose to study abroad. Also, having some international work experience, it was also that was also a point for me to take that decision that I might as well do my master's abroad. If I have worked abroad, I can do that as well. Also, when you do your master's abroad, you come across a lot of you know you face a lot of diversity and you experience the culture of the country that you are going in. It also helps you grow as a person, I feel. And if you have like any uh, pre-noted notion about certain things, so it also helps you break that ice and open up your thinking and perception about everything.
okay, now I got the point. You are about to study masters. Okay, now how did you crack of selecting the college, selecting the university, or selecting the country? So what are the checklist do you had while selecting or choosing that particular college or particular country or university?
Yeah. So I started my process and everything in 2021. It was kind of a long process for me because of my indecisiveness regarding the universities which I want to apply. I applied to almost 10 universities across two countries. I was considering UK, I was considering Canada. But during that time, the Canadian visas were being rejected because of multiple applications and a lot number of applications and everything. So I chose UK because the first thing was the process was hassle free. It did not take much time. Also, it depends on the university that you are applying. So I listed like five universities depending on the degrees and the courses that they provide. Then I made a list of these universities, uh, their fees, then what degree do they provide? Is it a 1 year master's degree or 2 years? Is it thesis based or is it like internship based? masters? Do they provide placement or do they have in placement cell or not? So these were the things that I looked into. And also, what are the educational requirements, like qualification requirements, in order to enroll in those universities? So I kind of made an Excel sheet about it, and I applied to out of those five, I applied to two universities. So I applied in University of Greenwich. Greenwich has a master's degree in food science and innovation. So there's a 1 year degree and a 2 year degree as well. But I got the offer letter for 1 year degree, and that was a no-no for me. That was a deal breaker for me because I was looking for the master's degree, but over the duration of 2 years. 1 year degree, I wouldn't say that it is not acceptable in India, but I'm just traditional in that sense, and I was in no hurry to complete my master's in 1 year. So I gave my time towards that degree over the span of 2 years, completing my thesis in the last semester. So that's how I chose that particular university for my master's.
Okay, great. So we understood why you have chosen that particular college or university. Now let's break down of the process. So entire 2 years, how was the education over there, and what are the new things you learned when compared to India? These are the key things which is not there in India, and your thesis part also. So what you did your thesis. So can you throw some light on that?
Yeah. So the process for me to get into the university was pretty simple, and it was quick as well. So I had a lot of time planning what to do there and how to do whatever I'm gonna do there. So when I went there and when the orientation and all happened, right? So the one thing that I understood about the university, we were given a tour of the university, I mean the campus and everything. So the campus was great. Like I have not seen like that type of campus in my vicinity or wherever I have visited in India. I won't say that there aren't any universities with such advancements in India. There are quite advanced universities with better infrastructure and everything. But I would say that was when I realized that okay, I made a correct decision of coming here. So the infrastructure of the university was quite amazing. All the departments had that separate labs and everything. So my degree was food science and biotechnology with advanced practice. So I was supposed to do internship as well as I was supposed to do a dissertation or thesis to complete my master's degree. So initially, and the university is quite flexible for students. There were a lot of international students. I could see, I mean, there were a lot of local and domestic students as well. Particularly in my field, mostly there were students from our country, so I'm assuming that everybody thought the way I did uh, to go there and study. But some, like most of them were freshers, like freshly graduated, freshly did their bachelor's and then they directly did their master's. So I could hardly find anyone with work experience like mine before starting their master's. So being like gaining after working in the industry and then doing your master's is definitely a plus point because you understand and you grasp the concepts quite clearly, and like you won't have any doubt because you know you have done this practically in the industry setting, so you get more theoretical knowledge about it. Also, we had subjects like food biochemistry, food safety and management systems, then new product development. All of that was the part of first year of the degree. The second year of the degree was the first semester of second year was an internship, and the second semester was dissertation. So the for internship, we were given an option to do external internship in some food industry or to work under any professor of the department and helping them in their project. So my internship was with one of the professors in my department. Her what do you say? The specialization was molecular biology. So my internship was with her project that she was doing for anti-cancer actinomycetes. So I helped her in that during my internship. And as far as my dissertation goes, we had a systematic review as a part of dissertation. So I did a systematic review on the topic of wheat flour fortification, the effects of wheat flour fortifications. I chose that topic because I had already worked in that setting, so it was quite comprehensive and quite, I wouldn't say easy, but it's a vast topic, I would say. As I dive deep into it, that's when I realized that oh, it's not just the surface. There's a lot to it. So I chose that topic because of my basic understanding, and my work in Nigeria helped me with that dissertation and thesis. So I completed that successfully, and I got my master's degree in July this year, just last month.
Okay, that's great. That's great to know. So, I have another interesting question. So, what would be the approximate cost for completing this master's? So, the entire 2 years, have you applied for any scholarship? Did you got any scholarship, or if without scholarship, approximate cost for completing this course?
So if I talk just about the course fee and everything, right? So yes, the university do provide scholarship. Although my intake did not have any scholarship, so nobody in my intake got scholarship. But after that, they did start again. So it depends on the universities. Like if they certain universities do give scholarship to attract more international students. Certain universities give scholarship based on your merit, based on how did you perform in your bachelor's. But then you have to apply for those scholarships, and it's a long process. I would say my overall cost to study there for the course was almost for over the period of 2 years. It was almost 18 to 19 lakhs Indian rupees. So that was the course cost for the 2 year degree of master's. Now this was for my university, the university that I studied in, but it is different in all the universities. It depends on the location of the university or what is the ranking of the university. Like the same course that what I did in this university was almost 28, 29 lakhs in some other university. So it depends.
Okay, so according to you, who should go to do masters in abroad, and who should not go to do masters in abroad? So, if you are a student, you have a family background, and like 2 or 3 checkpoints, if it is there, then go and do masters in abroad. If you don't have, please don't go and do masters in abroad. So, one key checklist or key 3 points which you can share.
Uh, yeah. So first and foremost, I would say that uh, don't do it because someone else is doing it. You have to be sure enough about that you want to go abroad and you want to study there, not because your best friend is going or not because your cousin is going. So you should also go. No, if you do that, you're gonna regret that. So I will not suggest that. You can go if you want to experience that culture, or let's say I wouldn't say that if you want to leave this country and settle somewhere and go, because that is completely different thing, right? That depends on what country and what are the immigration rules and everything. But so yeah, first things first is you should be interested in going abroad, and you should have a great reason to, nobody will ask you why you're going, but you should have the reason why you want to go to that particular country and to that particular university to study. Why can't you just study in India? So you have to be sure, and you should have that interest if whether or not you want to study abroad or not. That's first point. Second point comes finance, right? uh, are you capable of funding your studies? Will you be able to fund your daily expenses while studying there? If something happens, is your family capable enough, or are there any funds that will help you, like emergency funds or anything? And are you really ready to work in any settings over there? Because being a student there, you have to work in different work settings, which is not, so common here in India. Working in any fast food chain and everything is not very common in India while doing your masters. But there it is necessary, it is a necessity, and the culture is such. So yeah, you should not feel low esteem. You should not be underconfident that you did not get your desired job, and you are just working as an employee in any fast food chain or any restaurant. But at least you are supporting yourself, so that is good. So person should be mentally prepared to do all these jobs in order to get through the daily expenses and everything, while balancing the studies also. That you can't ignore your studies. The assessments and everything are very strict abroad. I would say that Indian education is quite liberal when it comes to assessment. And another thing that I noticed was, I wouldn't say spoon feeding is done here in India, but from what I have heard and from my friends and everybody, I feel like Indian universities do need to work on the curriculum and everything, the assessment styles and everything. So that is completely different abroad. And when students who do their bachelor's here in India and when they go abroad for their masters, they face certain difficulties. with plagiarism and everything, which is not given that importance in India, but it is very important there. So that is second thing. And the third thing I would say is you should be ready to have no social life there, because everybody is busy in their own lives. So no matter if you have 5 friends or 10 friends, doesn't matter. They will be busy with their own work. So the way you hang out here in India with your friends and everything, that setting is not common there. So just because you see something or somebody posting good stories on Instagram or posts on Instagram, that doesn't mean they are having a great time in their life. You don't know the background story about it. So always do your research before going abroad. Just because someone has a glow up after going abroad, that doesn't mean that you should also do that, or you will also be able to do that.
Thank you, Swapnila. So it was great sharing your experience. So since even I have worked in abroad and I have been there, I could able to correlate the things which you have said. So it was great having conversation with you. So I would say there are a few key takeaways for the students who are watching this. So especially when you are planning to do masters or planning to do your education in abroad, so first you should have the why you are going to do the masters over there, and you should second point is you should have a good financial condition. Third important thing is you should be mentally prepared for going there and also working. And fourth is you have to manage your studies at a greater level. And fifth is don't fall for the social media or Instagram or other trendy
Yeah.
things which is happening. So this was the five key points in terms of studying abroad. Overall in our conversation I have five key takeaways. So first is never stop learning. So learning is a continuous
Yes.
process. Either it's your 20s, 40s, 60s, you can learn anytime. And number two is don't look down for the companies or country, like even Africa, you can have a good culture over there and you can expose to many key things. So that is the second learning from our conversation. Third is working or doing anything, you should master the concepts. So that is the key. So without mastering the concept, it would be really difficult for you to survive. Fourth is don't do something for the namesake or someone else is doing, so I'll also do. Don't do like that. You have to be passionate and you have to do. And fifth important step is self learning. Either it's college or either it's work, anywhere, either working in here in India or abroad, studying in India or abroad, you should learn. Self learn is the key point. So these are the 10 key takeaway which we are taking back from our conversation. It was great having you, and thanks for your time where you are able to
Thank you
share
so much.
your.
Thank you for giving me the opportunity. It was great talking about it. And I hope students who plan on going abroad consider all the whys and whats and hows before taking their decision. Also considering the immigration rules of particular country that they are going in, and not to be desperate enough to stay there at any cost. You just have to be ready for any situation. So yeah, that's all.
Thank you so much. Thanks for your time. It was great having you in our show. All the best for your
Thank you.
career, and keep following Food
Okay.
News India. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.